Greetings everyone, the man behind the anime girl here, and just an advance warning, I'm just kind of talking over raw exploration gameplay footage because, well, those of you that know I had brain surgery in April. I've been going through some weird stuff lately and I didn't really think to record individual stuff for individual things I'd be talking about in this, so just take it as it is. Playing a live service game that came out 2 years ago for the first time, I guess shouldn't be that much of a surprise as a person who's always playing a backlog. So now I'm playing Wuthering Waves. Though honestly, I mainly tried this game out because of the crossover with Cyberpunk Edge Runners and how much I like Rebecca. But as for my overall opinions of the game itself, though I should specify that at this point, anyone wondering about the game for the reason I was, this review won't be of much help because there's only about a week left of the crossover event at the moment, which kind of sucks for anyone who is a player on Xbox because the game isn't going to launch on Xbox until after the event's over, so you won't be able to get Lucy or Rebecca. I didn't really know this game was an open world action game before I actually started it myself. I haven't played any of the games this thing is competing with, like Genshin Impact, really. The main gacha games I've played in the past were Marvel or Dragon Ball focused. The overall idea of the game is kind of interesting. You have an actual player character that you get to name, though they are nicknamed and referred to as Rover by all the other characters. And they don't let you customize your appearance at all. I think they should have at least let you pick your hair color, but you can't. The game seems to take place in a post-apocalyptic setting where a new civilization has actually been built already. But early on, a lot of the lore isn't really explained in detail very well or on the point. I've also noticed that early on in the game, the storytelling is kind of weak. The characters just don't have time to display enough personality to make them interesting early on. It takes until about Act 6 and what is known as Chapter 1 for the story to really massively upgrade the storytelling, cutscenes, and character personalities. So it does get dramatically better at one point, but you gotta have a lot of hours in the game before you reach that, unfortunately. But knowing that early on the story is kind of weak is probably originally a result of this being a gacha game, where they probably thought they shouldn't put too much focus on a character you might not even have unlocked. But they seem to have fixed that mindset later, and is probably also why they made it so you have a flight option in the earlier parts of the game to travel through these areas faster and get caught up on the story faster. In regards to the gacha stuff, I do have to say I find the idea of your weapons being part of the gacha mechanic along with the characters to be annoying. But on the bright side, this game is at least not anywhere near as boring as Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, which is the only other gacha game I've played with that as part of the microtransaction. I will say there is also much content in this game that is kind of overwhelming when you come in as a new player. The character leveling has a lot of resource gathering stuff involved, but on the bright side, it's less annoying than gathering stuff for crafting used to be for me in MMORPGs back in the day. Because if you need a resource you have to gather on the field, the game will literally mark a picking area for you on your map and let you teleport there as long as you've actually been there previously, with each individual spawn of the item appearing on your minimap. Aside from that, most resources used for boosting your characters and weapons involve combat or boss challenges that you can do a limited times daily unless you're willing to spend money. I'm not. Also, you equip monster spirits you've absorbed to your character to boost their stats and give you some extra combat abilities, which seemed annoying to me at first until I noticed you can choose to auto-equip whatever is best for your character. Overall, I find the gameplay and everything enjoyable after managing to figure out most of it. The combat's kind of fun. It's relatively simplistic if you think about it, but I understand that because this has to be playable on mobile devices as well. But it's fun just being able to dodge as well as I can in this compared to some other action games I've played. The only thing that's really a drawback for me is I don't find much reason to stay with a gacha game long term if it's not focused on characters that existed from a popular IP beforehand. Closest I've gotten into the game that had characters set up like this that was a gacha game would have been Another Eden, but that's a turn-based RPG, which is nothing like this. But overall, I'd say the game's good if you're into playing an open world game where you can go around doing some action combat. So until next time, everybody, happy gaming. And with that, you've made it to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to do that like, comment, and subscribe thing that everyone's always talking about. Otherwise, Azina will be angry. You don't want to see Azina when she's angry.